Hello. After watching the Kurosawa's Throne of Blood, I became interested in watching again the 1971 film by Roman Polanski, Macbeth. So luckily I found it on YouTube and I watched it. It's almost like a completely different movies that uh, I felt that yeah, this Macbeth story has to be told in English language because the language itself is so poetic and so meaningful in the conversations and the storylines. And I thought, wow, that's why I think maybe Shakespeare plays survives because of the language culture of English. It is interesting to see why Kurosawa made a film, because the story itself is very, very strong, I would say, and it's about this human ambiguity of power, ambitions, love, and fate, maybe. One of the reasons the Macbeth went to that kind of killing the king and killing all the other people is because he was driven by this belief that he could be a king and nobody would, interfere with that particular ambition. And the ambition itself is also vague. I think in the film, Roman Polanski's film, for example, the Macbeth is portrayed as a kind of a naive character because he was swayed by the Lady Macbeth's scheming ambitions to kill the king. And many, many times he kind of rebuked with her that he was very happy in this particular condition when the king loved him and honored him, everything. But at the same time, he went through all the battle, and he had this hunch that this witch's prophecy is coming true, that he kind of started to believe because all the other things the witches predicted came true. So if the witch said that he is going to be a king of Scotland, he must have believed it. And that's where the tragedy will come later. This Roman Polanski's version is beautifully shot, but very gory with the bloodshed. The image of blood is so strong, and it is sometimes difficult to watch always, Those violent film is difficult to watch. But I also, after watching Roman Polanski's versions of 1970s, I watched this new film, 2015 or so, starring Michael Fassbinder and Marion Cotillard as the Lady Macbeth. This particular film is very different from Roman Polanski's version. I think it's more or less like you wanna. After Roman Polanski's beautiful film, I thought it was a little bit too much. So I gave up watching it. But anyway, this Roman Polanski's version tells Macbeth as this ambiguous man who was swayed by this wife, Lady Macbeth's wishes and plots to kill the king. And also prophecies, witches' prophecies, like coming true one by one. So it's almost like you are asking, or you are questioning this fate, God's decision to go for the certain fate of your life. And because of this prophecies became true one by one, he was kind of compelled to follow this witch's prophecies. And that's why he wasn't himself, I don't think. He lost his own ideas of happiness and peace. Instead, he goes rampage in the killing all the families of friends and kids, wife, against his own will, I would say, just because he was compelled to go through. Just like if you believe in something, God give you this particular power that, that's where you have to do. That's you have to go. And, you have a mission of your life to do so. And so I think the Macbeth is portrayed like that in the Roman Polanski's film. Much later film, 2015's film, Michael Fassbinder portrayed Macbeth as more or less like his own ambitions, his own desires, rather than like a fate, I would say. So that's very interesting. And this ambitions to be powerful, to become a king, to become a controlling figure as a king of the world, is something that in the human nature, I would say. If you believe all these things, that the God is kind of behind you, or somebody is behind you, your fate is behind you, that supporting your idea of power, then you succumb to the idea. Yeah, so I would say the Macbeth has to be read. I think books itself is, I think, I read that in the past, of course, with a lot of subtext help and interpretations help. But if you read it now again, I think it strikes you to find finding something like human nature or some kind of a human motivation, human condition where you have to do certain things due to love, due to the ambitions for the power. That's human nature. I think you cannot escape it. Even though you are pacifist, you want to be happy with the peaceful natures and everything, you still struggle with this power. Because of the power comes with comfort and people admire you. And that particular condition is very comfortable for people. So, yeah, I have to read Shakespeare's text line by line again. I used to be more like a fan of reading Shakespeare plays. Probably that was like maybe 30 years ago, probably. And I was buying all those books of Shakespeare's tragedies and comedies and everything. And of course those books comes with this explanation or side by side, today's English translation, for example, so you understand what is spoken. And at the same time you love to read those beautiful, almost like a poem, like Shakespeare's language. And so you like that. So yeah, I think that's a part of the Shakespeare literature. And the Macbeth, I would say the same thing as Hamlet. You have to read, in your lifetime at least once. King Lear, maybe, Merchant of Venice. All those tragedy, I think more than a comedy part of it. I think the tragedy kind of very, very strong in Shakespeare literature. And I used to have lots of books by Shakespeare's, but moving one place to the other, I have to get rid of it. So almost all of the books are gone from my possession, and I kind of regret now. If I had those books today, I would read it today. But now I have to borrow or purchase the book again to do that. And also movies, also that lots of movies are available because of the internet. Both, I think, this 1971's film by Roman Polanski and 2015 versions of Macbeth, both of them are available in the YouTube for free. And sometimes I think those YouTube video is not probably is not legal, maybe, I'm not sure, but it's a very good quality movies. And so I have opportunity. I don't have to borrow the DVDs or anything from the library, I could find those things, and I don't have to depending on the Netflix streaming service or Canopy. I could read. I could get a lot of interpretation uh, by other peoples, and I could study all these things through the well, internet, but mostly YouTube. There's a great YouTube's videos about Macbeth, all mostly explaining, Shakespearean quotes and storyline, because the story itself is very convoluted and very difficult to, first glance. It's very difficult to grasp because there's so many intricate relationships there. So many characters show up, and you start to wonder who's who. And that's why I think when I saw the Throne of Blood in the beginning, I was very taken by this particular story. And so I really wanted to know more about the story itself. But then again, the story has characters appear there, and kids and women, not so many women in Macbeth. I think mostly men fighting in the battlefield. Those peoples. And Shakespeare wrote Macbeth in 1601, early 17th century. And still today, even though we don't understand the Shakespearean language, still those movies are made continuously, and the plays itself is performed in the theater, local theaters, or even the great national theaters and so forth. Even to the country like Japan, for example, they translate the Shakespearean language and to Japanese, and they perform those plays, which is I thought was amazing. And I thought, well, the beauty of the English language is only can be appreciated by English language, but that's not true. I think if they translate those English language of early 17th centuries language to the Japanese language, for example, the today's Japanese language, very faithfully, I think those comes up very poetic and very beautiful style of reading there. And so that's how I feel like Kurosawa fell in love with Shakespeare, and lots of other people still love the Shakespeare books. I was one of them, and I kind of come back again to read it again. And because of the this nature of the finding the truth of human being, I would say. Yeah, so I thought I was like a tremendous, and I was kind of a stricken, and so I like to make this video. Yeah, by the way, those movies are available in YouTube. If you are looking for it, through the YouTube search engine, you will find them. And it's a very good quality, a very nice visual image quality. So I really recommend that you guys do that. Okay.